Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that you won't watch on YouTube, namely where Naruto roasts Kushina and Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my Boosty channel at the link in the description. I am Nastia, a very ordinary girl, like everyone else. There is nothing supernatural about me, an ordinary appearance, my own quirks and dreams, but I have never liked to hide anything. I have never even kissed properly. I have many friends and at the same time I am lonely. Many people tell almost everything about themselves, and when I ask the question, why me? I hear or read the same answer. There is a lot of pain in your eyes, and you will understand my feelings. But what is the pain? Does it hurt that I am just a pathetic tool for others? Maybe my pain is that I do not understand people. Or that I do not drink or smoke, and they do not understand me? Maybe because everyone always thinks that I am not like this. Not rich, not a child prodigy, not famous? I cannot understand why, no matter how much I think. Everything is as usual, a grey boring life, which I dilute with music and dreams. A grey city, rotten people, the blood of animals and children. Everything as usual in this world. Maybe I sinned and now live in hell? Maybe I'm just a soul wandering in search of peace. I don't know, and no one will answer the question. You can't cry here. Show yourself weak or else they'll kill you quickly, trample you and burn you to ashes, and I'm not a phoenix, I won't rise again with new strength. I am tired of all this. How many times have I imagined my death and methods, but only in fantasies? I am a coward who is afraid of pain. A pathetic little bug, which is the same and at the same time not the same, an outcast, rejected by society. Now I'm on a ship in the Pacific Ocean, watching as a whirlpool appears nearby and sucks the ship in. I see panic and relief when they start to sail away, but I want to jump in. The wind has picked up, and I'm standing on the edge of the ship. People are shouting for me to get off, and I'm looking into the distance. A slight smile on my lips, my eyes are shining with hope for freedom. I'm tired of everything, there's simply no more color or meaning to life. Maybe the children on deck will never forget such an unusual suicide. Maybe I'll ruin someone's life, but I don't care anymore. I just want freedom. I want to feel light. The ship's bow slightly tilted over the abyss of water. They say that in the middle of a tornado and a whirlpool it is safe. There is nothing there, unlike a vortex on the side. Let's check. I just need to jump and I will fly down to the bottom of the ocean or fall into the streams of water. 1, 2, 3. Still, flying is an indescribable feeling. How good and calm. The wind and noise soothe. The darkness draws you into its expanses and gives you long-awaited freedom. What an unusual death. As they say, fools have a foolish death. This is definitely about me. This is the end of my worthless, gray life. The soft color drove away the darkness, warmed the cold soul. The gentle voice woke up, and stroking the hair took away the fear, leaving calm and warmth. Wake up, child. A pleasant voice called, enchanted, subdued. Where am I? The hoarse voice was a sign that the soul had answered the call. Child, you are on the border of worlds. I felt a light caress on my face and closed eyes. So I died after all. Now, what happens next? An excited voice, in which notes of panic slipped, was muffled by the crackling of lightning and rumble. You will be reborn in another world. Another voice was heard, rough with a slight softness and hoarseness. Another world? What is it like? The soul asked, slightly opening its eyes, looking at the starry sky. You know it, my daughter. In your world, it is called the world of the anime, Naruto. The soft voice sounded again, calming the fear, carrying away all the dirt like water. But why me? There are those who are worthy of a new life. Opening her eyes fully, the soul asked. Looking around, she saw a person sitting in the lotus position, like the famous Rakuto, and next to her a white-haired angel, from whom a soft glow emanated. The woman's white hair lightly touched the child's cheek. It's very simple. Rakuto began to speak softly, but with pressure. Your soul is bright for both that world and mine. But there is too much darkness there, and you will become part of the balance. For your kindness and help to the angels and gods, you were given a choice of body and a couple of abilities. What kind of help? I didn't save anyone, I wasn't a hero. She started looking at them in surprise. It is not so, the space was filled with the pleasant, melodic voice of another angel. You helped with advice, brightened souls with your words, supported and did not ask for anything in return. Therefore, you are worthy of a new life, even though you will shed a lot of blood." He lowered his voice at the end, seeing the horror in his eyes. "But—" "No buts," Rikudo began slightly roughly. "Don't doubt it," the head continued, softening its timbre. "You are worthy of this and you can handle it. You can do it. You are a strong child, so believe in yourself." "Thank you, I agree." She stood up and bowed to the angels and Rikudo. "Well done, choose your life," said another woman, who looked more like a fairy than an angel. "What should I choose?" "Anybody then." "Wait, they didn't talk about a mission, otherwise I'll choose and it'll be no use." "Tell me, what is my mission, what will change and how will my appearance affect it, and also, what can be changed?" "I told you that she would ask." The second fairy began to speak quietly. "Your task is to help Naruto, Sasuke and Gaara. You can choose anybody and even become a sister or mother to one of them. That world, no, that parallel universe does not obey us, so we do not know how exactly this will affect. We will be able to make only small changes, but the basis will be there for sure until the Chunin exam, and then it is unknown. So that's how it is." "And what's your name?" Rikudo began. "Am Hagoromo Otsutsuki, guardian of the world of Naruto and its parallels." The angel began. "Am Hidori Ikutsu, the angel of games." "Well, and I," the fairy began. "Am Katsuki Virchi, the fairy of souls." "It's nice to meet you." I curtsied, which the women did too, and the man pressed his hand to his chest and leaned slightly. How is it that we don't have power, but we can create?" "Oh well, I won't think about it. I need to choose a body. So if I choose a body from the Uchiha clan, Sharingan and prospects, but Danzo and the complete destruction of the clan. In any form is not an option. And Sasuke himself, only female? Also no, firstly, they can make me a birthing machine, without a license. I don't think Tsunade just deprived herself of the opportunity to get pregnant. Secondly, it is unknown what they will do in my brain. Thirdly, constant surveillance. No, Sasuke is out. Naruto, in his body itself no, he will also blow the roof off and the village and me will be kaput. In his sister also no, in the left body no, they can take it to the root or use it for experiments. Ino also no, they will hit your brain so hard and everyone will know that it's a nightmare. So let's step aside, like her clan. Hyuga? Yeah, right, Hinata won't work out like her sister either. I don't want to put up with that shit there. To the Nara clan? I don't have enough brains, I'll be the dumbest one there. Inuzuka? I don't really like dogs. And what if? Aburain? I've overloaded my brain. Right, there will be a foundation, which means Sakura Haruno. Who needs a clanless one? No one cares about her. Her parents are just on a piece of paper, the relationship will be worthless. Study and do whatever your heart desires. The main thing is to have less suspicion and that's it, and so that they don't want to kill you you can become a model and come up with something. They won't remove the popular ones, otherwise there will be problems and it could ruin their reputation. And how could I not think of this right away? Idiot. I chose Sakura Haruno's body from birth, so I won't change the basis. There is less suspicion on a small and clanless one, and almost no attention. Well done, it took you a long time to choose. Hitori was pleased that they had not gotten a stupid toy. What do you want to change about her? What abilities do you want to add? And what do you want to keep from yourself? Rikudo asked. The body itself is cute, but if you remove the wide forehead and normalize the chest size, it will be gorgeous. And abilities? No genomes, otherwise I will definitely attract attention with them. Sakura, right, I will change the name, or maybe, who cares, let it be like this, she is a medic, so you can ask for healing magic, telepathic sensory, normal chakra volume and its increase, improved physical capabilities. And all this comes out and not weak, and not fat. And if possible, then technology with the internet, for example, a phone, tablet or mini laptop. The appearance of this carcass, remove the wide forehead and normalize the development of the body. Abilities, magic or the gift of healing, normal development of the volume of chakra is desirable, like Uzumaki, telepathic sensorics. This is reading thoughts and creating connections, and mentally speaking, feeling the emotional background, improving physical data, vision, hearing, charm, intuition, strength, speed, lowering the pain threshold, increasing regeneration and memory. Leave knowledge of the Russian language and memory, as well as understanding their language. And if possible, then technology with the internet, for example, a phone, tablet, or mini laptop. Well, so be it. Good luck to you, Phoenix, everyone said in one voice. The girl's soul lit up and crumbled into tiny sparks. Night. Bloody moon. A demon is loose. Panic of the inhabitants, fear of the shinobi. The cry of a newborn child. Fight. All this was heard by a woman who had begun contractions, premature labor. Doctors are trying to help and stabilize the patient, but all efforts are in vain. The woman is dying before their eyes. She will not give birth, she cannot. The decision has been made. A cesarean section. The child was taken out of the mother's womb, but there were no signs of life. Mother and child died. The father fell into horror, and the thirst for revenge burned with a scarlet flame in his heart, but it did not help. An explosion and cracks appeared on the rock. An explosion and the ceiling fell on people. Blood is everywhere, some mercilessly torn off, bloody body parts are visible, but the child's body was protected by a shield. An angel with a glowing ball appeared and placed it in the body. Happy rebirth, Phoenix! She kissed my forehead and disappeared into the first rays of dawn. A child's scream broke the silence, showing that someone else had survived the blood moon. It's very hard to wake up, terrible fatigue, as if after a hard school day where all the juices were squeezed out. I still did a general cleaning at home, and then danced for 3 hours, and then lay with a temperature of almost 40. A terrible feeling, you can't open your eyes, you can't even move a finger. Yeah, a real hero, got up and ran to save the world after death. Look, there's a column of dust and everyone is falling from horror. Yeah, right, I still have to grow up, study, think, fight, prepare my psyche. So many plans. Why am I so lucky? What brain cells did I use to think? Couldn't I have asked to get in at least in a year? No, from birth. I'm a loser. Holy ghouls, I have to shit under myself, scream like an opera singer, be an idiot, although I am already one. Mommy, give birth to me back. I will climb back carefully. Yeah, what back? I still have to go through all this. I'm going to puke now. How shitty it is to be an idiot. How I want to sleep. That's it, sleep is sacred, and if anyone tries to wake me up, I'll launch such a sonic attack that they'll go deaf. Good morning to me. The day is wonderful and beautiful, birds are singing, people are screaming, elephants are running, pigs are grunting, children are whining, nannies are swearing. So where am I? The ceiling is above, so I am in something, but definitely not in shit, on the bed, I think. My mother Karama, what is this? How did it get here? Either my eyesight is failing me or this is an alien. Rikudo, birds, are you sure you sent me where I need to go? This white spot with yellow dots is terrible. I am not crazy, this is not a mental hospital, this is a dream. Yes, this is a dream. So I need to sleep. Hello again, this is the TV show. What's going on here? Welcome, dear guests. I seem to be completely cuckoo. I'm a baby, a toddler, who is in shock. A star in shock flies and shines, curses everyone and glorifies them. Cockroaches need to think, and to think they need to eat. I want to eat. A little girl lies in a crib, her emerald eyes looking at the ceiling. A doctor approaches her. He looks at her and carefully, rocking her, picks her up. The baby was quiet when they found her, no screams, no whims. Everyone liked her for her calm, not like that demon who was always screaming and screaming. The baby lay quietly the whole way and the doctor thought that the child was dozing. After all, she was weak and premature to the end. It was a miracle that she survived. Near the Uchiha quarter, the head's family met him. The baby was given to them to raise until she was 3 years old, like the demon. If they were respected for the clanless, for taking such responsibility upon themselves, then for the demon everything got worse. Someone revealed secret information, and the government didn't lift a finger to find the traitor and punish him. Itachi held Sasuke in his arms, who looked at everything unfamiliar with curiosity. Even Itachi himself watched the man and stood on his toes to see the baby, but he was too small for this. Mikoto looked with interest at the child who was lying quietly in her arms. Fugaku quickly glanced at the little bundle and turned his gaze to the doctor. There was a tense silence around, but the loud scream of the baby destroyed the atmosphere. Mikoto quickly snatched the girl and disappeared behind the entrance to the clan. Itachi hurried after his mother, leaving his father to talk to the doctor. So I launched a vocal attack. I thought I would go deaf, but I was moved. Who took off and ran? I didn't understand what the hell was going on. Who's going where and from where? What kind of life is this? Where is the justice? Inhale, exhale, calm, just like Carlson said. I need to see what's carrying me. I opened my eyes and saw my chin. That's all. WTF? Put me back. No, let me eat. Or maybe they're bringing me food, and I'm here complaining? Did they open me like that I almost did something out of fear? And why unpack me and then pack me again? They were probably checking the cleanliness of my diapers, poking something into my lips. Let's try it. Yummy, food. That's it, the king has eaten, it's time to sleep. It was hard to wake up. The child's weak body did not allow me to understand where I was and who was nearby. Something cloudy, like a fog in my eyes all the time, did not allow me to see normally. A weak sense of smell and hearing barely caught anything. Now I know that until I get stronger, I will see everything cloudy. How painful it is to be like this. I don't even know what to call it. Weak is too easy to say. It is very difficult when you are used to seeing, hearing, talking, etc., and then except for screaming and shitting yourself, you can do nothing. A fragile body, not used to stress and not fully developed in the womb, makes life very difficult. I envy when I realize that there are other children here who are developed normally and see perfectly, try to repeat words and move normally. Terrible pain and weakness cause hysteria, but I hold on, although it is becoming more and more difficult to do all this. A year passed. After some time of self-pity, I finally had a loud hysteria, which caused a surge of chakra. It was very dangerous, and afterwards I was in a critical condition, but with the help of the healing chakra, the supply of purified energy, I began to quickly catch up with the development of other children. There was so much joy in me when I began to see better, hear, at least move my body a little. I can't even describe this state and don't know how to convey it. My ringing childish laughter and toothless smile were seen by the local nannies almost for days on end. All this time I was under the supervision of doctors. How much time exactly passed I can't say, because I simply don't know. So a couple more months passed. I am as developed as other children at my age of 1.5. Although I am a little ahead, but I will not show that I understand them and know what a cube is and what a circle is. I am already a favorite of nannies, but why not? I do not scream for no reason. I start kicking when I want to go to the toilet, and not under myself. I do not cause trouble. Time passes. Soon my guardians will take me away. As I understand, my parents died from the collapse of one of the shelters from the attack of the nine-tailed. I do not blame him, since I know the story, but there is resentment. I wonder if I will endure all this. Will I survive or burn out? I woke up, thought, spun around, remembered, and was shocked. The conclusion is that I have a sick imagination. No normal person would dream of something like this. Sasuke in a thong runs after Naruto in tights with a bouquet of blue roses and yells about children. Naruto runs away from him and replies that Neji and Kiba are hot dogs, and he is cabbage. Neji and Kiba dance cha-cha-cha. Sakura rules the cockroaches. Ino runs into the sheets and yells love and peace to you. Kyubi yells about grandchildren and ran to the raccoon. Well, I dreamed it. What did I breathe before going to bed? The answer is unknown, and they took me away. Or am I still in the hospital? I need to look around. A light, spacious room in my opinion, everything in beige and brown colors, cozy and warm. Definitely not a hospital, which means they took me away. I was the one waiting for them. I wanted to see them, and they showed up when I fell asleep from boredom. It's unfair, not just. While the child was thinking hard, the Uchiha family was in full force. Everyone was sitting in the living room, and those who were in the arms were still small and very active. Mikoto, the clan leader began in a quiet voice. You do understand how difficult it will be to raise 3 children? I understand, Fugaku. His wife's melodious voice was soothing. The confidence in the woman's eyes made it clear that she could handle it. Even though we had problems with little Phoenix in Japanese, But now everything is fine. The baby never caused trouble and the boys Sasuke and Naruto always calmed down next to her. Mom, Dad, Itachi began quietly, slightly hoarsely, they are so in harmony, even in their behavior. Naruto is cheerful and fidgety, Sasuke is calmer, and Kenny is like two in one, both quiet and cheerful. He scratched the back of his head thoughtfully, and then looked tenderly at his brother. When Itachi finished speaking, his parents smiled, realizing that he had correctly analyzed the children's behavior. The indignation stopped after about half an hour. Childhood, how great it is to sleep as much as you want again, but my energy doesn't allow it, and when I grow up, I'll curse myself for not sleeping. A vicious circle, and that's an idea. You can direct your energy and all in one place to benefit, to study. No, what kind of thoughts are these? What study? What, haven't you spent enough time sitting at your desks? I don't want to study, I don't want to kill my nerves, but I want to blow up all the academies. But that's an idea, you also need to shamanize and yell. Burn brightly, so that it doesn't go out. And arrange a baboon dance on the ashes. There, the plan is ready, it's time to do it. Stop, this world is having the wrong effect on me. Hello, brains, come out for an appointment. Yeah, I've come to the end of my rope. So, let's draw smart conclusions. I'm a little brat, a fool with a sick imagination. It's not clear where, why and how I got here. No, I know how I got here, but where? No matter how I resist, I need to study again. God have mercy and save, resurrect my nerves. In order to study, I need to at least get books from the shelf. Well, this can be done with the help of mischief, or rather, yell and point a finger at books until they give you permission and study with a satisfied face. And what do I need to study? Mathematics, my knowledge is enough. I can read, which means we'll start with history and geography. Then when I know all this at least at an intermediate level, move on to other subjects, and then supplement my knowledge over time. But not forgetting to learn new things. But why me? My poor convolutions, forgive me. Should I pray or something? I seem to have remembered everything, but now what should I do? Maybe I should sleep, because stress is having a bad effect. At least one smart thought, and now sleep. But the long silence will now only be a dream for them, because the little hurricane woke up and now screams in fear that he is alone. Mikoto quickly got up and in a couple of seconds found herself next to the stroller of the frightened Naruto. She gave a gentle smile to the boy, who with his tiny hands tightly clung to the fabric and did not want to let go. Slightly rocking the child in her arms, she slowly headed towards the room to Kitsu. Itachi followed his mother, also slightly rocking Sasuke, who was already barely fighting sleep. Quietly opening the doors to the room, they immediately looked at the small sleeping lump, who clenched his hands into fists, pressing them to his body and half-bent his legs. The girl quietly snored on her side and smiled, showing small dimples on her plump cheeks. The beige sheet was slightly crumpled and looked harmoniously with the pink-red button of hair. Naruto, seeing his sister, immediately reached out to her, showing others that he wanted to her. Sasuke, seeing his brother moving, began to tug Itachi's hair and look at him with pursed lips, offended. They smiled at the children's reaction. Mikoto carefully approached the wide bed and put the baby on the left side, who immediately fidgeted and settled very close to the girl, grabbing his friend's fingers with his own and quickly fell asleep. Itachi climbed onto the bed, and on the other side he put the dissatisfied Sasuke, who immediately smiled, but then frowned and sniffled, but did not have time to take a deep breath to express his dissatisfaction. Kitsu lay on her back, giving freedom to grab her fingers. Sasuke quietly laughed with joy and tightly grabbing her hand, fell asleep peacefully. The entire remaining Uchiha family was watching this whole picture. Fugaku saw that even at such a young age Sasuke and Naruto accepted her, and would never let her go. The instincts that are embedded in their blood will always protect their treasure. Because both Uchiha and Uzumaki are owners, no one and nothing will be an obstacle for them even if their memory is erased. Emotions will not go away and they will still reach out to her at any distance. Little geniuses do not even suspect that fate has tied them tightly together forever. It became clear as soon as she appeared. How hard it is to wake up, my whole body aches, as if I had rolled it up into a tube and then chickened out like a rag and hung it on a radiator. Yes, I am a doormat. Well, how else can I explain my feelings? My body has gone numb from the uncomfortable position, and now every cell is pricking. It's hot, as if I had been surrounded by heating pads on all sides, and not even light ones. So, I need to open my clear eyes and look at the world. There is a task, but it is difficult to fulfill. What is this? For what? For what sins have I been punished for this? My dear eyes, please open up. Sometime later, what the hell is going on? My eyes won't open, my back itches, my legs are numb, my mouth is empty. Where did I manage to sin? Why am I being punished like this? How will I be a shinobi if I can't cope with laziness? Mom, why? That's it, I'm fed up, it's time to fight. We jerk our arms, kick our legs and crawl to a safe place, open our eyes and look at the threat. I'm a loser, I'm a loser. I mutter quietly, huddled in a corner, or rather on the edge of the bed. Someone kill me! This is how? How can you find problems for your ass? Well, for what? May you start hiccuping. May you shit yourself in heaven. But why me? Why these hot water bottles such a handy and? Anyway, why did I become a pillow for Sasuke and Naruto? What the fuck is going on here, Hokage? Where's Grandpa's house? Where are the vocalists? I hope you choke on your tea. Skunks, possums, witches. Kurama, marry me. WTF? Okami, what's Hysteria doing? I'm leaving. My brain is going crazy, my ass is flying off. 1 year later. Our trio is already exactly 2 years old, only the months are different. For me, all this time, and even now, is hell. Naruto and Sasuke have assigned me to the furniture. Sleep with me, play next to me, pester me, but what an incentive and training give. Once, running away from these devils, or rather crawling away, I freaked out and ran to save my skin, and these cockroaches a week later ran too. I hide, they search, I run, and they catch up. Why do I suffer so much? Oh, these guys laugh all the time, and Itachi, the traitor, began to help them a little. So I took revenge on him for that. But now he doesn't help them and has become more careful, a sharing-crazed paranoid. I didn't do anything like that, well, big deal, I forgot my shampoo on the bathroom floor, and I'm so kind I added dry mustard, red pepper, ginger and gelatin and mixed it all well. And when he threw his socks around the room, I took them all, made holes in them and soaked them in horseradish tincture. Well, I tore up all his precious notes. I'm such a kind and sweet little rascal. All my plans went down the drain because of them. Mikoto and Fugako are quietly laughing and thinking that the incomprehensible words that I shout at those two are quickly spoken and ordinary. But if they knew that those incomprehensible words are swear words in Russian, they would be so shocked that oh my god. Time passed, our little heroes grew and strengthened the thread that connected them. They will overcome everything together, they will cope with any danger, but their weak spot is and will always be loneliness and separation from each other. No matter how offended Sasuke is at her, but seeing his friend happy and feeling the warmth that surrounded her like a glowing cocoon, he is ready to do everything, even what is impossible to imagine, so that this light does not disappear. Naruto values them both so much that he will call even Satan into this world to protect them. Kitsu, no matter how she denies it, but she fell in love with them and this world. She is ready to do anything so that they are not alone, so that they can always wake up in warm embraces that give peace and hope, and then, according to tradition, throw them off the bed, scream and throw a pillow at the laughing children, who, as usual, will take revenge on her for such a sweet awakening. Time flies by so fast. It seems like I was just born, and now I'm already 3 years old. And thanks to constant games, our whole gang is developing quickly, learning. After all, I managed to catch up on history, etiquette, calligraphy, geography, and cultural studies. I learned all this thanks to reading the books Itachi has and notes. But there's far from everything there, there's still a lot to learn, but I have time. As soon as a week passes after entering the academy, I can improve all this in the library and in additional classes. The Uchiha clan has accepted me, we have good relations, women are touched by our friendship with others, but there's always that but Danzo, this old fart often appears in our house. Understanding that in 2 years everyone will be killed except Sasuke, and Itachi will become a criminal, causes emptiness, terrible pain in the heart, and the awareness of the upcoming separation. I want blood. I want to kill everyone who dares to harm them. No, that's not it. I will kill those who harm them. Naruto, Sasuke, Itachi, Fugako, who became a father to me, Mikoto, who gave me motherly love, the rest of the Uchiha, who sheltered and loved, the little fox Naruto, who is like a stupid and sweet brother to me. They are my family. This world is even worse than the one in the anime. No matter how painful it is for me to say this now, but my childhood ended today. It's time to become strong and give them at least a little more time for happiness and for their kind, beautiful childish inner world, which has not yet crumbled into ashes from the flames of reality. Time. Sometimes it drags on very slowly. Every second seems like hours. Sometimes it flies by so quickly that you don't even have time to notice. And now, 2 years have passed. Our heroes are 5 years old. A lot has happened since then. The next morning I woke up very early, carefully crawled out from under the blanket and the boys' arms, had a snack and left their house. It was so unusual, uncomfortable, but understanding. All this is for them and even for myself. I changed my doubts and ran to the training ground. At first it was difficult, although I was not a vegetable in physical training, but it was not enough, very little. I squeezed everything out of myself, got up after numerous falls from exhaustion, fatigue and many aching wounds, screamed from helplessness, hysterics, but got up and continued, until I lost consciousness, until terrible pain, until I vomited. I trained physically. New injuries, broken knuckles, fractures, dislocations, sprains, wounds and bruises appeared almost every day. Many times I wanted to stop, but did not allow myself, and for such thoughts I drove myself even worse. If you want to survive, know how to fight. This became my motto every time I got up and said this, and then I changed something. If you want to protect, then learn to be strong. Sasuke and Naruto were very worried. They looked everywhere. Itachi found me and saw me, but I didn't stop. I ran away. They couldn't influence my decision and accepted it, albeit with pain, anger at themselves, with misunderstanding, but they accepted it and left me alone. But every time I fell without strength, they appeared. Mikoto washed my body from dirt and treated me, combed my hair that was down to my waist. Fugako got various herbs and medicines. Itachi made compresses at night so that in the morning it would not be so bad. And Naruto and Sasuke saw what condition I was in and also began to try to perform such feats, but they were not given the opportunity. As before, they came to me and lay down next to me, sharing their support and peace, worry and love. These 2 years flew by for me. I didn't have enough time. Every time it seemed to me that I wasn't trying hard enough and I squeezed myself even more. I learned a lot during this time: endurance, will, determination, and understanding. Although I am strong, for my age, albeit not as much as I would like, but in terms of strength I am at the level of the last class of the academy, and maybe even some genin, but I am weak. I am terribly weak for their protection. During these 2 years, I not only improved my physical fitness. When I couldn't even move, I asked to be taught history, geography, culture, traditions, etiquette, types of weapons, chakra and its types, seals, secret signs, lip reading, oral mathematics, the theory of creating traps and disarming them, anatomy, medicine, drugs, herbs, economics, laws, politics. I studied a lot. Any knowledge was important to me. It was difficult to remember everything and put it on the shelves in my head. My head hurt very often, but I managed. In theory you can safely give me an A. My brain abilities developed as well as my body. I was very happy to learn that the academy would start not at age 5, but at age 7. Such happiness was expressed by the bewilderment of others with the idea of taking me to the local psychologists, because I was jumping around the block like a goat on rocks. I have 2 more years. 2 years to become stronger and learn the basics of chakra control and several techniques, although I will again train until I lose consciousness and am completely exhausted. Oh well. Hard in training, easy in battle. The wise words of one person, although I don't know which one, but the essence is very suitable for the situation. 2 more years. I don't know what the hell is going on with me, but instead of chakra flow, I feel nature. As if I hear it. Elemental techniques don't work, they just don't work, and chakra is wasted, although the elemental identification sheet clearly showed strong fire, but using it is impossible. No one in the clan can understand what the reason is. Well, And I also noticed that I don't feel cold or heat. Fire does not leave burns, but simply envelopes the body and penetrates inside, without causing pain. A version has appeared that instead of using it as a technique, chakra becomes a shield, slightly changing the body due to the fact that its strong flows did not come out. But I didn't stop with the elements, or rather Fugako-sama taught me to use ordinary chakra clones, arrows from chakra, as well as the use of pure chakra for techniques. I failed in medicine. I know the theory perfectly well, but to create medical chakra. Chakra is chakra, but I developed my physical abilities with the same diligence, flexibility, speed, agility, reflexes, grouping when falling, strength. Fugako, seeing my efforts and development, decided to teach me the art of combat and cold weapons. It was a nightmare, because some genius suggested creating a unique type of combat. After such a brilliant idea, hell began. I thought that nothing could be worse than my training, and then oh how I regretted these thoughts. Dancing is the movement of the body at different speeds, consisting of different types of movements, and controlling all the muscles of the body. Dance teacher Hiyori Kyoto is a monster in a yakato. What this woman did to my body, what knots she didn't tie and poses she didn't put me in. Let's not remember, otherwise I'll go into a coma, from fear. For years of hell have passed. My poor little thing, they did everything to me, they brutally raped my brain, and as for my nerves. That's it, let's not remember, but think about the results. So, during all this time my hair has grown below my heels, and these bogeymen were forbidden to cut it. And now the color of my eyes changes, sometimes green, sometimes blue tones, shades. But now I don't get tangled in my hair and I no longer kiss the ground/tree/pole/wall when they are loose. Fragile body, but if I hit. I felt sorry for the one who gets caught in the heat of the moment, and the culprit. Amen. There is no progress with fire, but some techniques are great, normal chakra control and good coping with emotions, although it is surprising that I am alive. Let's not talk about the bad. Cold weapons are my passion, but we will skip training. I do not want to remember this shame, these good and nice people. Fugako and Kyoto still created a good basis for my style, and then I myself must. Well, that's how we live, prosper, sleep. Tomorrow is the academy. Where is the stairway to heaven? Good morning to me. It's 4:30, and I'm already outside, although classes at this holy academy start at 9. Many would probably think that I'm that. I agree with them. But my goal requires a lot of time and effort. So, the morning coolness has completely woken up my sleepy brain and invigorated my body. Well, let's begin. First, a light warm-up, which consists of a couple of circles around the clan and the usual warm-up exercises. After gymnastics, cardio loads, strength exercises, acrobatics, accuracy training, then overcoming a distance with obstacles, stretching and the basics of punches with regroupings and lunges. Well, that's enough for the morning. And then a shower and a light breakfast, which consists of oatmeal with cereals and green apples, warm milk, and you also need to drink these vitamins. The plan is ready, it's time to put it into practice. What a delight! After a light, in comparison with what I was given, morning workout, I was noticeably sweaty. After all, it is summer and a hot period, and cardio loads will burn all the fat that is there. And that which has not yet had time to appear. Warm water relaxes muscles and tones the body. What a pity that after a workout you can't eat heavy food, otherwise you can easily get stomach problems. And since I ruined it with my workouts, I need both vitamins and a snack. Having thoroughly dried my long hair with the help of chakra, I went to untangle it, cursing everything and everyone before the creation of the world. Having finally untangled the ostrich's nest, I gathered the bird's former home into 2 tails with curses. Why are they so harmful? Phew, at least I look like a human now, but I was Baba Yaga in my youth. And now I have to get dressed. I can't go to the first day of school in a towel? Although, no, of course I don't care. My body is a child's, and my shame burned itself out in my mother's womb, but I don't really want to traumatize the already seriously ill psyche of those around me. So, now I have a question for a million techniques. What should I wear? My life is hard. I missed everything. Well, how did I miss it? While they were mumbling on stage, and the others were listening, I ran away. Don't be surprised, I was hungry, So while the Hokage was telling a story about the will of fire and other nonsense, I ran home to eat. Like a superhero, I climbed through the window and saved the refrigerator from rebooting. I am a hero who defeated a mega enemy underglutton. Well, in addition to my breakfast, I also stole a couple of rolls and 6 dango sticks, each with 3 Swedish balls, and on the way to the academy I ate another bar. But we will skip these moments, since I was full, and what exactly I will not say. Now I am in a good mood, rolling like a bun back to the ranks. And I absolutely do not care that some people look at me sideways, and many Uchihas giggle. After all, I am a young and growing organism. We were lined up in pairs and led to the classrooms. And who, actually, is my teacher? Well, we've lived to see it as if we can't look, too lazy to raise our clear eyes to the sky. Well, and the back, just luck. Well, there's definitely a cannon here, Irika. There he goes, wagging his butt like a peacock with feathers. I was deep in thought for some reason, since I missed how we entered and sat down. I was lucky. I was sitting near the window that opened almost in the middle. And who are my fellow students? We turn our heads and see 2 boys who are taller than me, and that's good. The shorter you are, the easier it is to hit the bells, and don't say that's bad, you have to win the battle by any means necessary. It's boring, there's no teacher, and everyone is busy with nonsense. So, the teacher came and started talking about the will of fire. It became disgusting and I ignored the whole speech, and then he said the signature phrase. Now let's get acquainted. And now you introduce yourself. Tell us about your interests and dreams, and we'll start from the first row from the wall. Begin. Blah blah blah. That's what the presentation of the first 2 rows was for me, and now it's my row's turn and I need to listen. The last one, the desk farthest from the aisle, began Fudo, god of fire and wisdom, Uchiha. I am 6 years old, I like to create traps, as well as the art of combat with cold weapons. I dream of becoming a strong shinobi and a respected person. Began the one sitting in the middle. Kin Gold Feudo, I'm 7 years old, I'm interested in history, mythology. I dream of studying the world of summons and laying out unusual seals and techniques. I'm Ami, friend, Irido, I create clothes, jewelry and interior design. I love Fuin and running, I want to become a famous designer. I'm Killua Zoldyck, I'm into fighting and I love lightning. I dream of becoming a famous hunter. I am Toru C. Kiji, I love to swim and study water techniques. I dream of creating new ones, as well as surpassing the second Hokage. I am Yumiko, Arrow, Fudo, I am fond of archery and studying dead languages. I dream of learning to shoot group arrows and create my own. And again blah blah. And now it's my neighbor's turn. I am Karma Akabane, I love sarcasm and dream of possessing a unique weapon. I'm Nagisa Shiota, I like to fight with strong opponents, I dream of having a strong team. It's my turn, and those 2 Karma and Nagisa looked at me with interest. I'm Sakura Haruno. I'm 6 years old and that's all you need to know for now. Everyone looked at me as if I was emitting a rainbow through one place. Why are you staring like donkeys at a wall? Let's continue, said the teacher. And again blah blah. But the interested glances did not disappear. You are in 1S class, there are 6 classes in the academy. 1E the class of the backward and those who are in question of exclusion. 1D a class of weak children with minimal development of abilities. 1C is a class of non-talented children whose development ranges from low to average. 1B a class of children with talents that have not undergone any special development. 1A is a class of children with talents, with slight inclinations to become geniuses. Well, our class 1S, geniuses are gathered here, but whether each of you will stay here, is unknown. Today I will tell you about the basics and give you the schedule of classes for tomorrow. So, write down. 1. Weapon Mastery. 2. The Theory of Spy Mastery. 3. V.P.P.R.U. Survival under exposure to various conditions. 4. World History. 5. History of Konoha. 6. Phys. Preparation. 7. Throwing weapons. These are all the classes for tomorrow. You will meet your teachers during tomorrow's school day. This is fucked up. I'm in deep trouble. I'm probably in the elite class, where the selection of personnel is done in full and my painful pride won't let me slide down. Well, what kind of person am I? It will be difficult, and it seems that some of my classmates are interested in me. Well, at least it will be fun. If you think about it, I would have gotten into Class A with my knowledge and skills, but they sent me to S. I wonder why. What interested them so much about me, or what made me stand out? This class is special. If Sasuke is considered a genius, then according to the local system, he is not so. Only children with a high chance of a prestigious future, ready to hold on and not give up their positions, stay here. I got myself into trouble, as I remember, according to the canon at the academy since the beginning of my studies, and this means that the requirements are much higher. As if they are preparing for ANBU en route, or some other insanely demanding service. Too many problems on my head, and some of the people are familiar to me, but I have not seen them. And how to understand the intuition that is screaming that I know them I do not understand. While I was thinking, the teacher was still talking about tomorrow's skills test after classes, and everyone left the class, going home. And I was so lost in thought that I missed the whole process of things, and now I'm standing on the training ground practicing defense. Oh, I shouldn't be so immersed in myself. But today definitely changed something in my life, and the academy has nothing to do with it. It's strange, everything is somehow confusing. And also this strange request of Fugaku-san and Itachi. I wonder why Dad told me to introduce myself as Sakura Haruno, because according to documents and by nature I am Kitsu Uchiha. What's going on? Although, why ask if I myself know that the time has come for a coup? But I don't understand why all this. Of course, there are guesses to save my life, because except for the Uchiha, no one knew what I looked like, and in public they imposed illusions on me and disguised me with cosmetic makeup so that it was indistinguishable from the clan. But still, this world is very, very different from the familiar anime, but life is still real. And I am also worried about the fact that my desk mates showed a noticeable interest. The fact is that I know them, but I am absolutely sure that I have definitely not seen them in this world. Right, they could have sent more than just me here, and we shouldn't rule out ruptures in space and disruptions in the energy balance of the worlds. Well, if that's the case, then anything can happen, not just the movement of people, but also objects and ruptures in time loops. This is a complete. I have no words, uncensored or censored. And I also need to step up my training. How many problems I have on my head alone. It's time to get up. So, running, stretching, strength training, speed, parkour, gymnastics, stretching, cardio, chakra, strength, weapons. Returning home, I crawled into the shower to scrub my skin from dirt and dried blood, my hair from branches, leaves, and earth. I overdid it, but I didn't spare myself. It was time to return to Spartan training. After washing, drying my hair and untangling it, I braided it into a luxurious braid and took out my secret of cosmetics. I won't show my wounds and pain to anyone, only to those I can trust with my secret. We take ointments, for swelling applied to bruises, painkillers and disinfectants. Then for quick skin recovery. After waiting 10 minutes, I put on a band-aid with a plate. I chose a thin one and the same color as my skin. We're done with the wounds. Now we take cosmetics. First we prepare the skin, moisturize it, spray it with a solution. Then we carefully apply a toner, even out the skin tone and the band-aid to one color, wait until it dries and fix the color with powder, not forgetting about the neck and chin. Done. Next, in order not to look too pale, we carefully apply a little blush to the cheekbones and colorless lipstick to the bitten lips. With a pink pencil we return them to a gentle, light raspberry color and we're done. Phew, how good it is that I was taught how to properly apply makeup for all occasions. If you don't look in detail, although no. Only a very attentive person or someone who knows how to distinguish what is hidden by makeup will discern a slit of exhaustion in my healthy appearance. Now for the clothes, I'll put on a slightly oversized dark blue t-shirt, and throw a black ribbon around my waist, tie it in a nautical knot at the back and cover it up as if it were tied in a bow. This is so that when I jump the t-shirt doesn't ride up to my neck, and also so that if they tug it, it doesn't come undone. Black breeches with pockets, dark blue fingerless gloves on my hands, but on the knuckles, with thin metal plates hidden under the fabric, created at my request to increase the force of the blow. And under the plates is a mesh that reduces the impact by almost 100%. On my feet I'll put on summer boots with the same plates on the sole, toes and ankle. The shoes and gloves have temperature-resistant seals. Now we pack a bag: office supplies, necessary stuff, not so necessary stuff, rarely needed stuff, the same set of clothes, some stuff that is not needed at all, but let it be, well, and some snacks with water and a first aid kit. Oh, and how could we do without cosmetics? Throwing the backpack on my back, I jumped out the window and ran to the academy. Because I'm late because of this hair. Having run to the academy, I realized that I had less than a minute left before the lesson. Seeing my desk mate in the window and noticing that he also saw me, I motioned for him to open the window. Which he did. And I, speeding up, ran along the wall and jumped into the classroom, right on my desk. Everyone, according to the situation, stared at me. Ignoring their shock, I sat down at my desk and took out a notebook with the necessary stationery. And less than a second passed before Sensei came in. "Good morning, children," the man began. "I am Mizaku Hikori, your homeroom teacher and teacher of weaponry and taijutsu. So, let's start with the basics. First, we'll study metals and also alloys and compounds, the history of their appearance. Metals are extracted from the earth during the mining process. The extracted ores serve as a relatively rich source of essential elements. To determine the location of ores in the Earth's crust, special prospecting methods are used, including exploration and study of ore deposits. Ore deposits are developed by open pit or quarry mining and underground or mine mining. Sometimes a combined, open pit and underground, method of developing ore deposits is used. After extraction of ores, they are usually subjected to enrichment. In this case, one or more useful components are separated from the initial mineral raw materials or concentrates, middlings, and waste tailings. In enrichment processes, differences in minerals of the useful component and waste rock in density, magnetic susceptibility, wettability, electrical conductivity, grain size, grain shape, chemical properties, etc. are used. Metals are usually extracted from mined and enriched or using chemical or electrolytic reduction. Pyrometallurgy uses high temperatures to convert or into metallic raw materials, while hydrometallurgy uses water chemistry for the same purpose. The methods used depend on the type of metal and the type of contamination. We spent the entire lesson listening to how metal is mined, where and in what way, who discovered it first, etc. Nothing special, he only said that this lesson would go with chemistry and physics. And this is nightmare. It's only the beginning, and we're already being bombarded with terminology. Well, we'll get through it, but at least they teach us well. Now the next lessons. And we have theory of spy mastery. Useful knowledge, but I already know at least something in all subjects, so I understand what we are talking about. Hello, the woman began. I am Hikai Mayaho, your teacher of this subject, as well as of mastery of information extraction. We will start with the basics. And so, a spy is usually called someone who obtains information about the enemy either by various secret means, peeping, eavesdropping, including using special technical means, or by infiltrating the enemy's trust, that is, presenting oneself as his supporter, or a combination of both these methods. So, I am Lutsung, your teacher of ESU survival. We will start with an introduction to how to properly provide first aid. And we will start with burns. Hello, the guy began. I am Alex Sarev, your history teacher, both Konohi and world history. In our world there are 55 villages and many settlements. Each village has its own customs and culture, as well as weaknesses and strengths. Today we will look at the signs of the village and their location, landscape, and so on. You will also study this in geography. And so, the first village is the Hidden Snow Village. Its sign is 4 rhombuses, 3 of which are arranged across in a line, and the 4th is located at the bottom on the right side. Shinobi use ice techniques and wear special armor that absorbs the force of an enemy's blow, and also increases their own strength with this. The first creator is Ikoto Korita. He founded this village and gathered clans with improved DNA and resistance to severe frosts. Now prepare your Konoha history notebooks. During the Sengoku Jidai period, the shinobi were divided into clans that lived only by fighting. Tired of senseless bloodshed, the strongest of the Senju and Uchiha clans made a truce. Through an alliance with Hai no Kuni, they created a village whose name was coined by Uchiha Madara Konoha sometime after its founding. To speed up the construction of the village, Senju Hashirama used his Mokitan ninjutsu. After the village was founded, the question of who would become its leader arose. Well, that's a strange name for this world. Everything collides again. Maybe I'm not alone after all? Maybe there are people here I can trust completely? And in general, is it possible to trust anyone here except yourself? Okay, that's it. More about that later. But now listen, otherwise I'll leave out so many details that I'll miss the hidden meaning of the words. Oh, break, hooray! I need to crawl out of my desk and roll outside, or, in short, out the window. It seems like this will become my habit, to enter and exit through the window. Well, that's true. Why do I need a door if the window is closer? No need. Having settled down on the branch of a large tree, I can eat. Having eaten my fill and drunk some cold tea with a sour taste, I sit and enjoy myself. How nice. No one bothers me, the sun doesn't beat down, and the breeze blows through my hair. Lovely. That's it, this tree, or rather branch, is mine. 2 more lessons outside, a test, and home for an intensive training session. Oh, I wonder, will I be able to endure all this? And also, something is coming for my family. It's too incomprehensible, too scary, but I can endure it, right? Line up, something screams so loudly that the windows almost cracked quickly. And so, weaklings, the man began, I'm going to drive you to the fullest, so get ready for hell. 50 laps around the academy march. I have no words. This Sam of is Satan. He arranged such a training session that almost the whole class of us lies on the ground, and some of us, like me, the neighbors and Uchiha, prop up the pillars with our backs so we don't fall. This one, there are no words, also leads us in throwing. I'm alive. Still. Almost, in short, lying like a corpse on someone's carcass. I don't even have the strength to move a finger, let alone roll over or fall to the ground next to the carcass. I don't even know who became my mattress. And then there's the skills test. It seems like the world is leaving me. The inspection was cancelled because we were barely able to support each other. They took pity on us and threw us out of the academy. This is literally true. I flew all the way to the lake near the Uchiha quarter. How much did you have to throw to fly almost halfway across Konoha? Bottom, where are you? I'm here for you. Through pain and fatigue I climbed out onto the bridge from the lake and fell face down into a tree. And I'm lying there. Every muscle aches. They lifted me up. And who is it? Sasuke. Oh my God, he picked me up and carried me home, my darling. And now to sleep, now I can go into the blissful darkness. They don't like me. I only slept for an hour, and they shoved me into the bathtub, washed me, stretched me and threw me out to stretch. Have mercy, good people, ill-mannered creatures. May you catch diarrhea at the meeting, and may the toilets break. For what? They stretched me, bent me, straightened me, loaded me with training, scrolls and kicked me in the ass for incentive. I'm a carcass, a jerboa, went to sleep, little ram. If someone tells me that mornings are not good, I will kick them. Have you ever looked at the sunrise, at these colors and beauty? It is amazing, wonderful, exciting and very valuable, especially in a world where you need to appreciate every minute and live life to the fullest, so as not to regret it later. And now I watch the dawn with delight, realizing that I was given a new chance to live, to see and appreciate the happiness and smiles of my family. Now I remember every moment, even a second, of joy and warmth in life. The pain of the body has receded into last place, and joy has risen to the forefront. I am glad that I am alive. I can dream, laugh, create, cry, fall in love, make mistakes. I am alive. I create. What a fool I was, I did not appreciate all this. Thank you for the lesson and for all this. For the family, for love, for dreams. Thank you that I am alive. I have no words of gratitude and I do not know how to express it. I want to scream, dance, jump, do stupid things, hug, please and laugh. It's been a month since school started. The topics are complex. They require a lot of attention and understanding of the subject. During this time, I haven't even made friends with anyone in the class. I just don't have time. School, training every day with Satan, the beginning of tests, and the expulsion of some unfortunate people from the class. 5 have already been expelled. Somewhere more than a week after the first day of classes, Dad started giving me some medicine, in the morning in a purple test tube, at lunch a blue pill, in the evening green slop and a white pill. Gradually, I began to better tolerate the load on my body and was no longer so squeezed out after each training. This gives me the opportunity to slip away from the stump for flight and more strength for training in the clan. Itachi taught politics and diplomacy during breaks. This helped me answer teachers' questions more accurately, choose more appropriate words in conversations. Mom added other information to my knowledge, giving a more extensive picture on topics, thereby raising the understanding of words and the hidden meaning of each of the expressions. It's time to get up from the windowsill and get down to business. What's on our agenda today? Stretching, warming up muscles, gymnastics, cardio training, breathing training and swimming in the lake, shower, drying the body, breakfast and getting ready for the academy. Well, let's go. And I forgot to clean the room, as well as to prepare clothes yesterday. I'm a loser, and that's the diagnosis. A hurricane, an earthquake passed through the room, and about 8 world battles were fought. Or in other words, a mess. I have to clean here alone for a week, and most importantly not to get lost in the vastness of chaos. Clones to the rescue. A couple of hundred should be enough, or 20 probably. And why do I need all this training? I cleaned the room and that's it, a week's training. Well, at least now there's order, everything in its place and on the shelves. Without dust and dirt. I just need to run to the shower. Having torn and washed, and also dried the body, we put on the same clothes as on the first day and run to the academy. Something is happening all day long, the water is raging, breaking through the dam, the fire is burning, turning everything into ashes, the wind is blowing and tearing everything out by the roots, the earth is shaking. All these are my feelings, fear, something will happen, something will burn in me, something will be torn out, something will be swallowed by the earth, and something will be washed away. But for what? I need to do something to take my mind off all this. Maybe I should take a course? But which ones? Where was the brochure listing the courses? Well, I found it. So, I'll take Irainen's lessons, the herbalist's courses, and what else do I want? Oh, dancing. That's decided. A month later. That same day, I signed up for the additional courses I had already listed, as well as several that were not yet published. Courses in Fuin, torture, and espionage. That's if we're talking about the content, but the names there are so cryptic that you can't even figure out what they mean. At first, everything was fine, I was doing well, because I was taught the basics in the clan, but then it became difficult. I had to think through a lot of subtleties in each matter, and it became difficult to understand them. Also, don't forget about the lessons at the academy and the clan's training. It's good that I was drawn to this with great difficulty, but gradually such a load became normal. But I can't help but mention that even after a month, I often have to sit and study almost until dawn. But all this brings me a lot of useful things. For example, my calligraphy and the speed of writing, reading, and assimilation of material have improved significantly. I began to create plans for the day and month more clearly, and a reputation for a local genius has followed me. Many people don't understand how I managed to do it all. I'm in the top 5 in my class, I attend so many courses and quite often make breakthroughs in some areas. Teachers say that if it weren't for the courses and extra training, I would easily be in the top 3, and maybe even be able to take first or second place. Our class is popular among everyone, our successes and failures are discussed faster than an official verdict is made. Everyone else reminds me of talented journalists, then the stars are our class, and the rest are envious people spreading gossip, etc. Everyone already had nicknames, invented by a mysterious someone, or just society. For example, one of my neighbors was given the nickname Cobra, and another, Tempter. Why, I don't understand. And I'm not interested in their lives and actions, as well as the actions of others. For now I don't need it, and I just don't have time for them. For some reason they gave me the nickname Drago. I don't know who smoked what, but now they call me that. Something is going on in the clan, everyone is too excited. Sasuke has started training and studying much more. Together with Naruto they are learning to control their emotions. They are making progress in many ways, although their habit of sleeping in my bed has not gone away. How many times have I fallen asleep anywhere, but woken up between their sleeping bodies? No one answered questions like, "How did I end up here?" But I suspect that one of them transfers me to the bed every time. About a week after the start of the courses, I started making breakfast every morning. At first, they did not understand Russian cuisine, but then they ate everything with pleasure. And it all started with the fact that my mother got pregnant, and now, due to her age and difficult past with childbirth, there is a high chance of a miscarriage. Therefore, I took on the cooking and maintaining order in the house. Sasuke and Naruto do general cleaning, gardening and watering flowers. Fugaku is busy with documents and the clan. Itachi is either at old training or training someone. Everyone has their own responsibilities. That's how we live. Acquaintance Comment on acquaintance. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. Day off. Hooray! Fugaku is at a clan meeting, Makoto is out shopping, Itachi is on a mission, Naruto and Sasuke are out with their gang, and I'm home alone. Peace and quiet. I'm tired of lying around. I'll go clean the house, water the garden, feed the fish in the pond. But when did they appear? Quickly putting on a beige one-color suit, which consists of a t-shirt and shorts, I'll start cleaning from the second floor. 5 hours later. Finally, I scrubbed the house and washed the street, watered all the flowers, bushes, trees, changed everyone's bed linen, washed and ironed all the things. I managed so quickly only thanks to the clones. How good it is that I know this technique. Now let's create 5 more clones and go to the kitchen to cook. So we have, in the freezer pelmeni, Veroniki with strawberries and cherries, in the refrigerator crab salad and cooked compote, which is poured into bottles and decanters with cherries, currants and apples, vegetable salad, tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, parsley and dill, in the oven baked duck with apples, soup and mashed potatoes on the stove. After all, the family is big, and the children grow and eat like elephants. What else should I do? Train? It's boring anyway. I need to change and run. And what should I wear? Right, I'll put on black shorts with chains on the left side, a gray t-shirt with a picture of a black rose, gloves with protection and chains, 3 chains of different lengths around my neck. I'll put my hair in a high ponytail and voila, my look is ready. Now take a mine, a first aid kit for all occasions, water, snacks, a blanket. Now I'm ready to go. Just move all this to the seal on my left hand, and I'm done. I quickly got to the 36th polygon. It is very good and few people know about it, or maybe they just forgot about it, using those that are closer. There's a large clearing, a waterfall, tall trees, rocks, bushes, all the conditions for training, as well as for rest from everything and everyone. Well, I'll start with a warm-up to warm up the muscles, and to consolidate, I'll run a couple of kilometers with alternating exercises for the legs and torso. I got carried away with running. I didn't think about anything like that, but I ran for an hour and a half at a good speed. Oh well, now gymnastics, strength exercises, acrobatics, cardio loads. So the plan is ready, all that remains is to implement it. That's it, it's finally time to start throwing, improving accuracy and attention. Oh, what else can I do? I wish I could fight someone. I thought out loud. And we, as rivals, will approach? 2 guys were walking from the forest. Karma! The red-haired man introduced himself, and extended his hand in greeting. Sakura! She shook his hand in response. Nagisa! The second guy, with blue hair, repeated the first gesture. Sakura! She responded to the handshake in the same way. So, shall we start sparring, Sakura? They asked in unison. Of course, she answered with a grin. Taking their stances, the young shinobi rushed into battle. Dodge, strike, sweep, attack, somersault, turn. The 3 danced a beautiful and dangerous fight. Their movements were captivating, their blows sowed terror and awareness of difference. Their speed impressed uninvited observers, and they did not notice extra eyes. They had adrenaline in their blood, a smile on their face, and lights in their eyes. Partners and opponents changed quickly. One moment Karma grabbed Sakura and struck Nagisa. The next Karma distracted Sakura and gave Nagisa a chance to strike. And the next second Sakura turned around Nagisa's back and they struck Karma together. They didn't speak out loud, their gestures spoke for them. They didn't need sound to know what to do. Time passed, the guys got tired. This was evident in the effectiveness of their strikes and their speed, but the smiles and flame did not disappear. Enough, fighters, Sakura began. Take a break, you're tired anyway. What, you don't have any strength left? Karma asked with a grin, trying to catch his breath. No, she quickly answered and took a deep breath. I'm just hungry. And her stomach growled in confirmation. Hee. You're something else, Nagisa said with a chuckle. And what about me? I'm nothing in itself, the most innocent face. PFF haha, well, let's go eat. Karma began. Why go? I have everything with me. She proudly unsealed the blanket and quickly laid out the food. I carry everything with me? Nagisa. No, just what fits. The students ate, talking and teasing each other. A warm and cozy atmosphere reigned around them. The boys stepped back and threw their tops onto the blanket. Well, are we going to treat each other? Yeah, they answered in one voice. They started showing off their bodies. Nothing to show off, boys. She walked over the exposed parts of the body with a slight mockery and continued to take out the first aid kit. Damn you ruined such a moment. Karma began to get indignant. Oh, okay, then I'll just rape you, Sakura said quietly and tenderly, having laid out almost everything on the blanket. We don't mind. The guys answered in one voice and began to slowly approach. Okay, right now, I'll just get some Vaseline. Why? Nagisa asked, slowing down. Well, why? She took out a tube of Vaseline and then a glass tube, looked at them innocently. I'll lubricate your fifth point so that penetration is smoother. What? The boys shouted in unison and stopping, stared at the girl with wide eyes. I'm not a sadist. My good boys, the main thing is, don't worry, a soft voice, a gentle smile, closed emerald eyes, everything will be fine. She slowly stood up and slowly began to approach. You will get unforgettable pleasure. Nagisa and Karma quickly began to back up. A second later they took off at full speed, and Sakura chased after them. Running through the streets, alleys and rooftops, the boys screamed curses and begged for mercy. Maybe we shouldn't? Nagisa asked pleadingly. Yes, of course it is. The people of Konoha will not forget the terrible key, the smell of fear for a long time, and the great senseis will set the speed of great runners as an example. Stop, cowards! It doesn't hurt, but you're running away. Save us, help us, they want to rape us. Save our innocence, the boys shouted. I'm the first one to give you a spanking, you bastards. No! An hour later, Karma and Nagisa flew into the residence, burst into the Hokage's office where the meeting was taking place, slipped under the table, thoroughly polishing the floor. Before those present could ask what had happened, the poor door flew off its hinges, a column of dust rose, and in the gray smoke sparkled eyes that terrified the young guys, a grin on his face, sparkling teeth and quiet laughter filled the silence of the office. Hello, Hokage-sama. A pleasant voice sounded, and the column of dust disappeared, revealing a girl with a sweet smile and bright eyes that beamed with kindness. Hello, child, what happened? And didn't two boys come running to you? One was gay, and the other was slicked down. A scuffle was heard under the table, and the jonins hid their laughter. Ahem, no, what happened? The table exhaled. Well, I want to take care of them. And how so? Do something useful, cleanse the intestines, add brain power. Or, to put it simply, an enema. Something or someone growled, but since they are not here, then I will go too. The wind blew and she was gone from the office, and there. Phew, I had a lot of fun, now it's time for a shower and bed.